What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dollar Mike and I'm back at it again with another video, another dividend video. We have reached the end of the month yet again. This year is honestly flying by. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying. Either way, today we're going to be talking about all the dividends I received for the month of August of 2022. By the way, it's a lot, so this might be a little bit longer of a video, but regardless, good content, solid dividend payouts. We're over $100 in dividend payouts every single month right now, so we're looking to simply increase that. So on top of that, be on the lookout for future videos where I go over more dividend stuff and I might invest into other dividend companies as well. Either way, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into the video. Let's go. Tracking your dividends online, I use trackyourdividends.com to track all of my personal dividends. You can do the exact same. They don't pay me to say that, but I thought I'd just toss that in there if you don't know. And I've already made 2 videos going over exactly how the website works in full, so make sure you check those videos out. It'll be linked right up there. Either way, right now we're looking at dividend income across the entire year of about $1,198, which is about $100 every given month, give or take, depending on what month it is. So let's get right into the portfolio. Let's go on here, click on Robinhood, Face ID, and we are in. Right now, my portfolio value is sitting at a whopping $37,616.14. But we're not here for all this. That's for the portfolio update, which I also make every single month. We're here for the dividends. Let's cut on over to the dividend section. All right, so the first dividend that I received for the month of August is on August 1st, and was also reinvested back into that stock, which is ticker symbol JPM. This is for $11.50, and JPM stands for JPMorgan Chase, one of my favorite banks, and also on top of that, one of the banks where I have a lot of customer loyalty to. I have multiple credit cards with them. I have business bank accounts with them, all that kind of good stuff. And I honestly think a lot of these banking stocks are at a great price to buy right now, simply because of the economy we're dealing with outside. Either way, that's for holding 11.5 shares. They pay about $1 per share exactly, which is great stuff there. And right now, JPM stock is sitting at a whopping $114 a share right now. We go look at the 5-year chart, still up about 24% over the past 5 years. But we look at the past year, they're down about 30%. Like I said before, I think it's a great time to go ahead and pick up one of your favorite banks. I highly recommend doing that versus pretty much having your money saved in one of their savings accounts, which isn't going to earn you anything. But we talk about that in a whole separate video. Either way, JPMorgan Chase sitting at 114 with tons of plans for me personally to buy more. And of course, we got more for you today. Next up on the list is ticker symbol VZ on August 1st as well. This is also reinvested back into VZ stock, which is Verizon, and that is for $22.69. That's for holding about 35 shares of Verizon. They pay 64 cents per share, and I plan on buying more Verizon as time goes on. Verizon isn't going to magically jump in price, I don't think, in the near term, or honestly in the long term as well either. 5G is still overall being developed. It's still being a push in the future of communications and technology and whatnot. But overall, I don't see Verizon stock jumping high in the long term. But on top of that, I also don't see Verizon stock really moving on the downside either. But Verizon also pays a solid dividend yield of around 5% right now. We can scroll down and see what it is. Oh, around 6%, 5.92% dividend yield right now. That's because the stock price is so cheap. It hasn't been this low in some time, down 20% on the year. Crazy stuff there, and down about 11% over the past 5 years. Like I said, don't expect crazy growth with Verizon stock, but I think you can get a solid, consistent dividend from Verizon and still ride the 5G wave back on up overall in the long term. I wouldn't expect any extreme jumps though. This isn't a high growth stock, but the dividend yield you'll receive on here, I personally like a lot more than something like AT&T right now, where I'm just not a huge fan of AT&T at this very moment, as a lot of people on the internet also aren't either. Past Verizon stock, what do we got though? We got ticker symbol BGS. This stands for B&G Foods, and that's for $24.84 on August 1st as well. This one actually was not reinvested into B&G stock or BGS stock, simply because I don't plan on holding this stock long term, so all the money I get from this simply goes back to my portfolio, and I can go ahead and reinvest that money elsewhere into other different dividend stocks, pretty much where I see please. That's for holding about 52.29 shares, and they pay about 47 cents per share. Right now, B&G Foods is sitting at $22.70 a share, and they overall just own a whole bunch of different food brands that I pretty much don't eat. I honestly shouldn't have bought this stock looking back in hindsight, because I think I lost more money on the stock than I've made in dividends so far. They do pay a very nice dividend yield, I believe around 6 or 7, 8% right now. I believe around 8%, and I'm simply holding the stock for the time being until I find the proper replacement for it, or the proper multiple replacements for it in the future. Right now, that dividend yield is nice, but it doesn't do you any good if the stock price will continue to fall. Overall, you'll lose more money in the long term from the stock price falling than you making in the dividend yield every single quarter, pretty much. This is a quarterly paying dividend stock, so they pay you out 4 times throughout the entire year. Either way, we can scroll down and see I'm down about 22%, so down about $350 with them. I'm still looking for something else, but we'll see how things play out. If we look at the past year chart, they're down about 22% over the past year, and the past 5 years, they're down about 27%. Not the best investment long term, but like I said before, I'm looking for other options, as you may be as well if you're invested into something like this. Or you might be perfectly fine and you're only invested in this for the short term to get that sweet 8% dividend yield right now. Past that though, we got ticker symbol LOW. This stands for Lowe's. That was reinvested back into Lowe's stock on August 3rd for $5.62. If we go ahead and click on Lowe's stock, that's for holding about 5.35 shares, and they pay about $1.05 per share. We go ahead and click on Lowe's price. It's sitting at $200 a share right now. I think Lowe's or Home Depot, you can't go wrong with either one of these options, and they're kind of like the only options out here for you. I have no issue with either one. Grab whichever one you want, but I do believe that everybody should have one of them. Either way, we go look at the past year. They're only down about 2% over the past year. Past 5 years, up 170%. I expect this to continue over the next 5 years with nice growth from Lowe's or Home Depot. The dividend yield on them is also solid, I think around 2%. Yep, 1.72%. So Lowe's or Home Depot, they've taken a little dip over the past year, but of course they're going to slowly recover in the long term. And home improvement isn't going anywhere. That'll always exist. People need a place to live. And these buying materials, doing everything else you need for Lowe's or Home Depot makes a lot of sense. I'm not worried about that at all. Past that, I'll just keep buying more of it. Past ticker symbol LOW, we have ticker symbol JEPI, which stands for JEPI. This is on August 4th of 2022, and this was reinvested back into JEPI stock for $17.77. JEPI stands for JPMorgan Chase Equity Premium Income. Pretty much this was my replacement for QYLD. If you guys don't know the whole QYLD story, I think it's a solid option if you're already retired or something like that. But if you're not retired, I think JEPI's pretty much is a better option. Either way, I made a whole video talking about the whole QYLD JEPI situation, so check that video out. It'll be linked right up there. But right here, it's for holding about 35.8 shares, and they pay about 50 cents per share right now. If we go ahead and check out JEPI stock, it's sitting at $56.65 a share. Like I said, I'm not going to go into a deep dive on what exactly JEPI is, but overall, this is going to provide me with passive income that I can either reinvest back into JEPI stock in the short term, is what I'm doing right now, or have that passive income go into other pretty much stocks that's in my portfolio as well. Or if you want to do this as well, you can buy a lot of JEPI stock and have all this passive income pay for some of your bills. I believe the dividend rate on here right now is about 11%. I would say right now it's about 11% because the stock price is down, but normally it's around 8 to 10% dividend yield every single month. This is a monthly paying dividend stock, so if you're interested, like I said, do some research on it, see if it's something for you. It might not work in your investment portfolio, so do your own research, figure out what works best for you. Past that though, we scroll back on up. I'm up about 1.56% with them. You check out the past year, they haven't been around for that long, down about 9% over the past year, but I've just started invested into them, hence why I'm still up 1% pretty much. And over the past 5 years, they have only been around since 2020 pretty much, but over the past 5 years, or I guess 2 years, they're up about 13% overall. So like I said, do some research. It's not for everyone. This isn't a normal stock. It's not like you're invested into Apple or something like that. It's not like that at all. So do some research, find out if it works for you in your portfolio and in your investing journey. Past ticker symbol JEPI, we have, funny enough, ticker symbol AAPL or Apple. Apple paid me out on August 11th of 2022, and that was also, of course, reinvested back into Apple stock, and that was for $3.22. We go on in, that's for holding about 14 shares of Apple stock. Apple, like I said before, or if you guys don't know, doesn't pay a high dividend yield, but you're getting tons of growth with Apple stock, Microsoft stock, something like Amazon, but Amazon doesn't pay a dividend. But just to give you guys an example, It's not all about the dividend. You can get a lot of growth out of these companies and make a lot of money that way as well. You can go and sell that stock in the future and make that passive income if you want to do it that way. Either way, Apple pays you about 23 cents per share that you hold right now, and they're sitting at 162.47 a share right now. You guys haven't seen, I haven't talked about it recently, but the market actually took a major dip over the past Friday, I believe. I'm recording this on a Sunday. Market took a major dip, so I'm actually looking to buy more of these big name companies like Apple. Hopefully they can drop down even further. I can get a cheaper price into it and be good to go. Past year, Apple's still up over 10%. In the past 5 years, they're up over 300%. This is an amazing growth stock and honestly a staple of anyone's portfolio. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think everyone should have Apple in their portfolio. Scroll down, I'm up about 25% overall on Apple, and their dividend yield right now is about 0.5%. We're not here for the dividend yield. Overall, they just pay it because they have extra money to pay it, so I'm cool with it. Past Apple stock, we have ticker symbol MAIN. This is Main Street Capital, and this is on August 15th of 2022, and this is also a monthly paying dividend stock. So if you want that monthly passive income, this is one of them for you. Sitting at, or pretty much giving me $7.59 for the month of August. That's for holding about 35.28 shares, and they pay about 21 cents per share that you hold right now. They are at 42.87 a share right now. We scroll on down, I'm up about 12%. And we scroll down even further, they have about a 6% dividend yield. Can't complain. Nothing wrong with Main Street Capital. Pretty much they lend out money to other smaller companies, and those other smaller companies pay them back in the form of interest. And then we get a little bit of that in the form of a dividend payment every single month. And they also invest into smaller companies as well with the hope of them growing, selling them, and then making money that way. Just like we would buy the stock, they're buying a company or giving a company money to hopefully get a nice return back in the future. Past Main Street Capital, nothing crazy there. We got ticker symbol PG or Proctor Gamble. This is on August 15th of 2022. Also reinvested back into the stock, and that's for $5.13. That's for holding about 5.6 shares, and they pay about 91 cents per share that you hold right now. 142 is the price of the stock right now. No complaints there. Procter & Gamble holds almost every single household product that you have in your home right now or apartment or wherever you're living at. They got a piece of it. They got a piece of the pie. This is a stock that I'll hold in my portfolio likely forever, and I'll continuously buy more. If we scroll down, they're holding about a 2.5% dividend yield every single quarter. This is not a monthly paying dividend stock, but regardless, no questions there. If we look at the year, only down about 0.34%, virtually nothing. In past 5 years, up about 54%. No complaints. Past Procter & Gamble, we got ticker symbol STAG. I talk about Stag pretty often on this channel. That stands for Stag Industrial if you don't know. And that's on August 15th of 2022 as well. And that's also reinvested back into Stag stock. Look at that. Either way, that is for holding that. Oh, I keep doing this wrong. Either way, that's for $6.20. And we go and check that out. That's for holding about 51 shares roughly, and they pay about 12 cents per share. If we go ahead and click on Stag stock completely, we can see it's right now at about $31.97 a share right now. I talked about Stag in a couple of videos ago, but pretty much they own a whole bunch of different industrial real estate. This is a monthly paying dividend stock as well, and that industrial real estate that they own are warehouses. Those warehouses are then lent out to companies such as Amazon, such as McCormick, such as Iron Mountain, that they pretty much receive passive income from every single month through leases, and we get a little bit of that in the form of a monthly paying dividend stock, which we love to see. Now, when I mentioned Stag before, I think it was sitting around $33, and right now it's sitting around $31. I mentioned in that video, I think it can go down, depending on how the market plays out, it can go down to under $30, which I think would be an amazing price to get Stag at. So if Stag actually drops down to around $28 a share, I'm loading up. I'm probably going to buy another 50 to 75 shares of Stag. It's just such a great investment for the long term, I personally believe. So that's what I'm going to do. Either way, I mentioned it in that video, and right now you can see they're down about 22% over the past year. A lot of these REITs took a hit. Real estate investment trusts, if you don't know, a lot of them took a hit over the past year or over this past year so far. So it is what it is. And like I said, investing, if you don't know, is a long-term game, not a short-term thing. But long-term, you're going to be all right as long as you're invested in the right stuff. Past 5 years, though, they're overall up about 14%, and I expect it to do pretty well over the next 5 years anyway. Now, we scroll down Stag stock. Dividend yield is sitting at about 4.5%. Cool stuff. Nothing too crazy right there, but we like to see it. Past Stag, we got ticker symbol O, another real estate investment trust, another monthly paying dividend stock, probably one of the best monthly paying dividend stocks on this list today because of the consistency, the growth, the pretty much the no downturn when it comes to the market, and that's on August 15th of 2022, and that's also for $2.90. O stands for realty income, and that's for holding about 11.69 shares, and that's about 24.25 cents, give or take, per share that you hold. If we go ahead and click on O stock, it's sitting at $69.94 a share right now. This price has not pretty much changed over the past half of this year, where the whole entire market pretty much dropped. This has been holding steady. They own a whole bunch of different commercial real estate, so that means the Home Depots, Walmarts, Dollar Generals, maybe they might own some Best Buy. They own the building pretty much, and they obviously lease those buildings out to customers like the ones I just mentioned. Overall, if we scroll down a little bit, we can see they have about a 4% dividend yield right now, which I think is solid. It's great. Past year, they're still up about 1%, which is also great. And past 5 years, up about 24%. Solid stuff. Definitely will be buying more. It's not the cheapest stock, but it's definitely worth it for the long term, and they've proven it with their past track history. So I'm cool with it. Past realty income, we got ticker symbol ALLY. I recently bought a lot of this, and so did Warren Buffett. Make sure you check that video out, or at least I think I mentioned it on my Instagram, so follow me on Instagram. Either way, I mentioned it on Instagram and I mentioned it in a video, but either way, I mentioned it on Instagram first. So like I said, follow me on Instagram, you'll get the quick stuff. TikTok as well, you'll get the quick stuff. I can put that stuff out faster than I can make a full-blown video about it. Either way, ALLY on August 15th of 2022, also reinvested for $6.17, and that's for holding about 20 shares. Overall, Ally pays you about 30 cents per share. We go ahead and click on Ally stock. It's down to about $34.39 a share right now. I told you guys, these financial stocks have taken a major hit this year because of the economy, because of what's going on in the world right now. We simply have to deal with it. This is a dark time for them, but it's okay, because when they're back up, we're up. That's why you buy it now. You buy low, you sell high. That's simple. Either way, past year down about 34%, past 5 years up about 50%. I can see it going very much higher in the future. But like I said, this is a long-term investment like most of these. So I'm not worried about this at all. I'm simply buying more. If you scroll down, you can see I'm down only about 7%. And then we can check out the dividend. This is about 3.3% dividend yield right now. Past that, though, we got ticker symbol KMI, and that stands for Kinder Morgan. That's on August 15th of 2022. Also reinvested. $14.19 came to me for holding 51 shares, and they pay about 27 cents per share. We go and check out Kinder Morgan stock. I'm not currently buying any more of it right now, but Kinder Morgan is one of the largest natural gas pipeline providers in the United States right now. I personally believe in natural gas for the future, for the long term. We'll see how things play out. I could be 100% wrong. But for the time being, I'm holding on to Kinder Morgan stock. It's setting at about $19 a share right now. And we scroll down, I'm still up about 8%. And their dividend yield is about 5.7% as well. So not mad at it. If we go and look at the past year up about 15%. Pretty cool. Past 5 years, only up about 1%. So you're not going to get some extreme growth with this either, unless all of a sudden the entire world just naturally shifted to natural gas versus whatever else we would use for energy. But I think long term, that is a slow burner, slow shift overall. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we still have the whole electric push and everything like that. We have hydrogen. Some hydrogen cars are out right now. No one's driving a hydrogen car, but whatever. Whole point is, I think natural gas has its place in the future, so I'm invested into it right now. We'll see what happens. Past Kinder Morgan, we got ticker symbol PSEC. This is a monthly paying dividend stock. This stands for Prospect Capital. They pretty much do the exact same thing as Main Street Capital, where they invest into other companies that may be smaller and hopefully get a return on their investment, or they might go and lend some money out to a smaller company to hopefully get some money back in interest and just make passive income that way. That's on August 18th of 2022, and that's for $7.15. If you go on in, I have about 120 shares of Prospect Capital. I haven't bought any more Prospect Capital shares since I pretty much originally hit to about 120. Haven't bought any more, and that's for about 6 cents per share. If we go on in Prospect Capital stock right now, it's sitting at $7.89, $7.89, funny enough. $7.89 a share right now. Like I said, I haven't bought any more. I think it's solid. They have been paying me a consistent monthly paying dividends since I pretty much had this investment. So up about 62%, and when you scroll down, it's about a 9% dividend yield. So if you want to get some quick passive income, maybe for a year or whatever, I don't see why they would fall. I mean, they've been very consistent, paying the consistent dividend every single month. So like I said, if you want a 9% savings account at this point, because that's what it's looking like. The price hasn't fluctuated too much either. I'm cool with it. I'm personally not gonna put my money into it, but it's an option for you. So it's something to think about if you are into doing something just like that. Past that though, there's not much else to say about Prospect Capital. So let's see what else we got left. Not too many more for the month of August, and I think that is it for the month of August. So the next one is September. So if we add that on up, I believe that is about $134.65 of passive income for the month of August, which that's great. You know what I'm saying? We're over 100%. We're over $100 in passive income. Like I said, $100 every single month. It's going to be $1,200 every single year of passive income. And this is only going to go up because I'm continuously investing into some of my favorite stocks, some of my favorite companies, and they also pay a dividend yield. Either way, that's really all I really got for today's video. Pretty much covered everything we needed to cover. Like I said, these are just as quick as they can be. Quick dividend updates for you guys, letting you guys know how much dividend money I received for the month of August. So let me know how much dividend money you receive for the month of August as well, and then we'll see how September goes as well. Should be a pretty solid month. I hope so. Hopefully the market recovers a little bit more. We'll see. We'll talk about all that in future videos as well. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay positive. Stay hydrated. Dollar Mike. Peace.